Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a clip where the Fat Doctor U.K. gets dunked on by a weight loss guru. In this clip, she's going on a talk show talking about how we need more fat representation in children's shows, and she gets into a debate with this weight loss guru. Fat Doctor U.K. is somebody that we've covered a couple times on this show. She's that doctor that goes around spreading harmful misinformation, like saying that being obese is not bad for your health, and it's actually worse for your health if you try to lose weight. If you're seeing me for the first time, hi, I'm the Cynical Dude. Please consider subscribing to the channel and help me get to 50,000 before it's too late. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache.
Now then, after a university professor suggested children needed more overweight heroes like rotund schoolboy Billy Bunter.
Okay, you guys are blurring out Billy Bunter here. Okay.
We are asking...
Is the image of Billy Bunter copyright? I don't know what the heck Billy Bunter is. This must be a thing over there.
Asking if children really do need larger fictional characters to look up to.
Well, we're joined now by Dr. Natasha Lamy, who labels herself as the Fat Doctor and believes there should be more diverse characters taught in schools, alongside weight loss guru Steve Miller. And welcome to you both. Thank you for joining
Weight loss guru Steve Miller.
us here today. So, Professor Graham Davis,
Steve Miller reference.
he said that children should be taught in schools about the larger children's fictional characters because children need fat heroes. He said that leading characters in modern children's literature, such as boy wizard Harry Potter and teenage spy Alex Rider, tend to be overly successful.
Harry Potter? You consider Harry Potter to be a plus-size icon or something? What?
It's interesting, Natasha, because when you sort of look...
Okay, so she wants fat representation, showing fat people in a positive light, and he wants fat characters to be shown in a more negative light, to be more realistic. He's saying, why are they showing Harry Potter being all successful and stuff? That's not realistic. I was unaware that Harry Potter was fat. Sorry, Elijah Wood. Daniel Radcliffe played Harry Potter, not Elijah Wood. I would never think that. That would be really weird. Of course I've seen Harry Potter. I'm not sure why he's calling Harry Potter an obese character who was successful. I don't think Harry Potter was obese. Why are we taking swings at Daniel Radcliffe? How dare you? When I first shot that scene, I said Elijah Wood. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I don't actually watch Harry Potter or anything. I literally had to go look up the name Daniel Radcliffe right now. Elijah Wood is so far off, bro. I'm sorry to Elijah Wood and Daniel Radcliffe.
Look back to that character in particular, there was a lot of fat shaming around that character. He was called Fat Owl, Fat Head. But despite all of this, you believe that things like this should be on the curriculum?
Absolutely, because I think what we'll be able to do is open up a conversation about weight stigma and about fat shaming.
By having fat characters, we'll open up a conversation about weight stigma and fat shaming. Are you sure? You sure they're not just gonna laugh at the fat character like they do on Peppa Pig? I forget what the character's name was, but Fierce Fatty was complaining about the fat character on Peppa Pig and how they always dunk on him.
I truly believe that children need as diverse a range of characters in books and to look up to as possible.
I disagree. I think you should stop looking up to all these stupid stories and go live your lives, bro. Seriously.
And, weight stigma is something that affects us from childhood and carries on all the way through our lives. It affects,
Stigma. Stigma is other people's negative interpretation of you. If you don't consider it, it doesn't affect you. If I don't give a dang that you hate my mustache, it doesn't affect me. It affects you, because you're the one sitting around thinking about how much you hate my mustache. If I don't care, I'm not affected.
All sorts of things. Our wages, people who are overweight tend to have a lower wage. They tend to have fewer career opportunities.
People that are overweight tend to have a lower wage and fewer career opportunities. I'm not shocked at that. They work less, right? So somebody that does not take great care of themselves and is larger is going to have less career opportunities? So you're saying they might be less of a go-getter than somebody who's in amazing shape? I am shocked. I would argue that larger people make less money on average because they are less likely to pursue advancement. If it's laborious just to stand up off the couch, as somebody who has been overweight before, I can tell you that you're tired all the time. When I was larger, I was not that much of a go-getter. I wasn't out there go-getting. Your physique might be somewhat of a reflection of your ambition. It might not be currently. You might have just now woke up and started working on it. But typically, one does not become a couple 100 pounds overweight because they work all hard. Typically, people want to hire hard workers. In fact, people want to hire the hardest worker possible for the cheapest amount of money. If you could just hire obese people because you can pay them less, then that's what you would do. But if they're going to perform 4 times less work than somebody who is thin, it still isn't worth it.
They have poorer access to healthcare. So, you know, the kind of...
They have poorer access to healthcare. No, they don't. You can go to a doctor just like anybody else. I've never seen a doctor's office that says we don't treat the obese.
Things that you experience when you're a child.
All the things that you do to yourself, you try to blame on the world, right? Like, we get less job opportunities because we don't take them. We have poorer health outcomes because we don't take good care of ourselves. Everything that's going wrong with you are things that you're doing to yourself, but you're literally trying to blame the world for it.
And carry you through for the rest of your life. So I think it's a fantastic thing to not only have, you know, a kind of...
Dude, Conan O'Brien over there does not look pleased. Sorry, Conan.
A larger character for children to look up to and to read about at school, but also to start talking about body diversity and how it's so important for people to realize that everybody is a good body.
Everybody is a good body, so like literally nothing matters anymore, right? Hard work doesn't matter. Here's my beautiful art. You will praise it. You will praise it as beautiful, otherwise you are a bigot. It is beautiful. I put no effort into it and I don't even know what the hell I'm doing, but it's beautiful. Say it's beautiful. You will say it's beautiful. You trying to force other people to accept you is actually you trying to force yourself to accept yourself despite the fact that you haven't put in the hard work to change. Mental gymnastics to the umpth degree is what we're witnessing.
So, with that in mind, Natasha, would this character be attempting to lose weight, or would everyone be accepting the fact that they were a larger character and it really didn't matter about future health issues?
What future health issues? What's that supposed to mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is a really interesting topic, isn't it? This idea that weight loss is a good thing.
That is an interesting concept.
Most of the evidence out there shows that weight loss is actually not good for our health. In fact,
most of the evidence.
If you want to pretty much guarantee that you're going to be heavier 5 years from now, the best thing that you can do is go on a diet because...
Wow. You can't see the world past your own lens, homie. That's what happened to this person. You guys know that? She tried to lose weight, couldn't, and then became the Fat Doctor U.K. and started espousing all this body positive bullshit. Project much? Actually, most research shows that if you try to lose weight, you'll actually gain more weight. Like... just because that's what happened to you. That's the dumbest bit of cope that I've ever heard in my life. Like, I couldn't do it. Millions of other people do it every single day, but I couldn't do it. Therefore, most people can't do it. You're not most people. You're just one person. I understand that you have trouble seeing the world past your own nose, but other people do exist, and other people have accomplished this goal that you can't. Although you could, if you'd put your ego aside and say, you know what? I was wrong. Maybe I'll subscribe to the Cynical Dude channel and listen to his dietary advice and get my life in order. Just because you couldn't do something doesn't mean that nobody else can. Try to see the world past your own lens. I can't believe how short-sighted you are. Damn, Punchy, you're very insightful. So I tried and failed to learn how to ride a unicycle. Because nobody can do that, actually. There's like, it's not even possible, homie. Like 4 people go unicycling past. I'm just like... They had privilege to do that. They were born into like a rich family and stuff. So, and then several poor people go unicycling by. I didn't have access to unicycles growing up. I don't know. there's just a million excuses, bro. It's anything. It's everything. Stop. Dude, I have failed at many things in my life. There's nothing more embarrassing than making up all these stupid excuses when you have failed, or just like lashing out at others because you're all butthurt. One time I was playing guitar in front of a bunch of people at a bar, and I started getting nervous, and I started messing up. I was playing Landslide by Fleetwood Mac. It's all this dope-ass finger picking. And so I started messing up, and then like I got all nervous, and then once I started messing up, I kept messing up. And then I forget what I said, but it was really cringy, bro. I was like, thank you. I hope you like that. And if you didn't, then screw you. Or something just cringe lord like that, bro. I still cringe to this day thinking about it. I have done many embarrassing and cringy things in public. Oh my God. That's part of why I am who I am today. I have embarrassed myself to the point where I had to just throw in the towel on caring what other people think, literally. I have embarrassed myself so much that the only solution was to stop caring about what other human beings thought. You can embarrass yourself to such a level that you become free. You're just like, oh man, everybody has seen me be a fool. I guess I can't care what they think anymore. I literally can't. I'll sit here tearing myself apart, worrying about what these people think. I literally cannot. Does that mean I've been to rock bottom? I don't know. Have you ever been so embarrassed that all you could do was just stop caring what people thought? You're like,
That's actually the greatest predictor of weight gain, is going on a diet.
well, going on a diet is supposed to be the greatest predictor of weight loss if you did it right. I would say if you're gaining weight on the diet, it's your fault. You're not doing the correct diet. You're not eating the right food, clearly. My whole thing is that weight loss is actually really easy once you learn the correct foods to eat. Maintaining my weight is completely effortless for me, and I don't count calories. I just eat clean 90% of the time.
The weight loss industry is going to try and convince you that I'm wrong, because they don't want to acknowledge the fact that actually most people, when they go on a diet, actually end up gaining weight.
The weight loss industry? Big Diet is at it again! You like that? Oh, so you're telling me that the weight loss industry is at it? So you're telling me that Big Diet is up to their old tricks again? I should have known. Are you really my best friend? Or have you been working for Big Diet this whole time? I thought I knew you, man. You've changed. Movie tropes.
Over 5 years. So in the first year, absolutely, you can lose weight. But within 5 years, you tend to gain it back.
In the first year, absolutely, you could lose weight. After that, though, like, physics just starts going haywire, homie. The laws of thermodynamics start to kind of shift about year 2 into changing the way that you eat, and you actually start gaining weight. Even though you were eating in a way that was making you lose weight, eventually you just started gaining weight, even though you were still eating in the same way that caused you to lose weight initially, or you started eating all this garbage food again, and that's why you regained the weight.
Again, and that's how the weight loss industry operates. That's where they make their money, because you lose weight and then you gain it back, and then
So Big Diet is behind this whole thing, and they want everybody to be skinny. So the food industry and the medical industry, they're not making any money off of obese people. They don't want you to be obese, right? An obese person doesn't consume 5 times more food than a normal-sized person, right? So the food industry wouldn't love that. Have you ever seen My 600-Pound Life? It's not what society is doing to those people, it's what they are doing to themselves. And they will tell you this themselves, so I don't even know what you're on about. I wish you would tell this story that you're telling to Larry. Buttermilk Biscuits Larry, God rest his soul. Buttermilk Biscuits.
you have to go to another weight loss program or buy
I
another.
think you've lit the blue touch paper as far as Steve is concerned.
Steve does not look amused. Get him, Conan. Get him.
All right, Steve, you've heard what Natasha has to say. It sounds like, there's no point trying to lose weight anyway, because it won't happen.
Well, there's a couple of things, right? So the first one with characters and heroes of any size, shape, colour, creed, nationality, gender, whatever.
Steve Miller.
Of course, it's important to celebrate diversity. I agree with that. What I'm not in favour of.
I don't think we should celebrate anybody, honestly. Everybody should be uncelebrated equally.
Is to glorify obesity to children as a norm.
She's laughing. I'm not glorifying obesity, Steve Miller. I just said it's impossible to lose weight and you'll die. That's all. Natasha's house in Hertfordshire. Everything over there ends in Ford or Shire. Welcome to Nottingham, Ford, Shireton. Okay? And Steve's house is in Stratford-upon-Avon. All right, that doesn't follow the usual British countryside naming convention of Fords and Shires. I'm from Middlesex, Upton, Ford, Shireton. Illingtons? Are there Illingtons? I love how she looks like she's high on her own sense of self-worth right here. She's like, yes. Get her, Conan.
Normal way of being. Now,
why is she laughing so much?
Because that is obviously dangerous. What I'm kind of concerned about, and I'm subtly sort of kind of confused, is we have a doctor
A doctor?
that's telling the nation today that actually you don't need
Look at her. She's like, yes, I am. I am trying to hurt people because of my own mental problems. You got it. That's right, bud.
to lose weight and you can be healthy. Now, that really concerns.
Right. I don't know why she's smiling and laughing. Yeah. Like, he called you out and he was accurate. What you're saying is dangerous. I would call you out and just be like, yo, just because you couldn't lose weight doesn't mean that others can't. And also, you just weren't doing it right. I hate to be the one to inform you, but if you tried for 5 years to lose weight and you gained weight, you weren't following the right diet.
Me because of all the obvious things that we know being too fat, obese, leads to.
What do you mean? No, nobody has to cornstarch each other. Nobody's ever died of a heart attack while filming my 600-pound life. You're crazy.
In the current situation, that obesity, I've got the figures actually, where are they? I've got the figures. Obesity, if you get COVID, you are much more likely to be hospitalized.
Why is she just smiling and laughing? That's a retort now? You literally have no argument to his words, so you're smiling and laughing. She's just like all the other fat activists. When they don't actually have a retort, they just get all condescending, like, you idiot. You don't know this stuff? I can't believe it. I didn't know that we could substitute an actual argument with just being a condescending jerk, right? And that is why I believe this theory to be correct, because of A, B, and C, which I clearly just defined. Look at this goober. Really? Yes, I've done all the math on it, and if you observe this part closely, you will see that my hypothesis is correct. Really? What a f***ing idiot, bro. Wow. Get a load of this guy. What an idiot. Okay, that doesn't really negate anything that I just said. You just started laughing and getting this stupid look on your face. You're a fool. What, this? This look? This look right here? Laughter is not an argument, genius. Thank you, Punchy. Follow the rules of debate around here.
If you are obese, and you are much more likely to die if you're on a ventilator in hospital with COVID.
She's just shaking her head. Oh no, you fool. That's not a retort. Is what he said not true, madam?
And it's all right you nodding your head there, doctor.
Doctor? Dude, the way he just said doctor was the biggest dunk that I have seen in quite a while. One thing that you have failed to realize, doctor. Oh, done. You're done. You're done, son.
And it's interesting, you call yourself the Fat Doctor. I mean, I'm just can't understand. It's like you're promoting fat. It's, like...
It's not like she's promoting fat. She just said that weight loss is literally impossible and you'll have worse health outcomes if you try to lose weight. So she's not kind of promoting being fat. She literally is spreading dangerous medical misinformation.
Like the Fat Acceptance Army. I mean, maybe it's me being a bit slow, but you're going to have to explain to me why you feel it's actually a good thing to be fat.
I would also like to hear that explanation, Steve.
And Natasha, I think you should answer that. I mean, you've actually gone further to say that opinions like Steve are discriminating.
Nice shirt, chick on the left. God, I can't stop looking at it.
Absolutely. I think there's lots of things we have to understand here.
Hold on. Looks like she's wearing that cover that goes over the picnic table. All right, so picnic table, tablecloth up there is going to have Natasha explain a little further.
Absolutely. I think there's lots of things we have to understand here. First of all, health is not just physical, okay? Health it's mental, it's emotional, it's spiritual.
Okay. Getting your emotions hurt is not actually bad for you mentally. This is a public service announcement. Having good mental health does not mean to shield yourself from everything in the world and go into a safe space. That's actually terrible for your mental health. What's good for your mental health is to confront the things that make you uncomfortable. When you go on a marathon, it is a mental struggle, but it is not hurting you mentally. At the end of it, you will be stronger both mentally and physically. To strengthen your mind, you need to do things that are difficult and take you outside of your comfort zone. Sometimes you have to work towards a goal, and it's difficult, and there might be a lot of mental anguish to get there. But once you get there, you feel better, and you're better for it.
And the second thing that we have to appreciate is that health is a privilege that you're born into. It is
Well, that's a bunch of bollocks, but you didn't even answer what he or they said.
not an achievement from losing weight.
God.
It's not an achievement to lose weight. The thing that you couldn't do. Actually, it is an achievement. You just couldn't do it. So I'm sorry. but you weren't doing it right, and that's your own fault. It is an achievement, and everybody that has lost weight has done an amazing job. I like how you try to dunk on them just because you couldn't do it, right?
By diet and exercise.
You honestly think that you tried and failed to lose weight, and then you're going to go on TV and tell everybody that weight loss is stupid, and everybody isn't going to just see right through that and see that you were just butthurt, right?
And I'm sorry, I just have to explain that. So basically, what all of the evidence shows.
What evidence?
Is that when you're born into an affluent home, when you're born white, when you're born male, when you're born able-bodied, when you're born cisgender or heterosexual, all of those things mean that you are more privileged and you're...
No. This idea of privilege is brain rot, okay? Throw it away. If you didn't do the hard work, you didn't do the hard work. It's all you, homie. Sorry, not sorry. Stop trying to blame the whole world for your own lack of effort or your own lack of knowledge in proper diet.
Health.
I have no patience for her at all, just because she is just pushing this rhetoric so hard. She's like, it is dangerous. You will get hurt. Like, blah, blah. And it's all just because she couldn't do it. It's so transparent, dude. I have no patience for this woman.
Will automatically be better, irrespective of...
Lady, you couldn't do it, okay? Sorry, you failed. The world didn't fail you. You failed.
weight. And that's unfortunately difficult.
That's a hard pill to swallow, huh?
For people like Steve, because of course, Steve likes to blame the individual and say that weight loss is something that we can do.
Dude, just accept that you failed, bro. God, you are doing 10 times more work with the mental gymnastics instead of just accepting the truth. Jeez, some people, bro.
But we actually have all the data to show that it's not something. And we've also got the data.
Dude, several people have died during the filming of my 600-pound life, genius, okay? That's all the data you need. Well, I don't know why she keeps talking about the data shows. The data shows if you're 200 or 300 pounds overweight, you're not long for this world. If you can't get up off the couch just like that, okay, there's a problem. It ain't the system stopping you from popping up like this. Watch this. Oh! Imagine blaming the system when you can barely stand up out of your chair.
Don't both talk at the same time because it's even harder when we're on calls like this because you cut each other out. So let's say, Steve, your turn for the moment.
I think what I'm actually saying is that I think it is incredibly important to inspire and to enthuse our nation.
Please stop showing her face.
To live their life.
That's adding nothing to the conversation.
Non-obese. What you're saying today is we should glorify it. Let's celebrate being fat. You know, I mean, if I...
That is what she's saying.
came to you as a doctor, I reckon I'd walk out with a prescription that actually read, you know, say to yourself and sing to yourself, if you're happy and you're fat, clap your hands.
So if you go to this fat doctor, she's going to give you a prescription that just reads, if you're happy and you know it and you're fat, clap your hands.
Every day.
Natasha, I mean, you have already on social media...
Dude, she would give you a prescription for full-strength copium, which she is currently on a double dose of.
And this is part of a movement, actually.
Now, here's some of the pills that make me completely lose touch with reality. You can, too. All right, cool, man.
Do this, which is to censor the word obesity, and within the word obesity, you put an asterisk there.
Censoring the word obesity with an asterisk. Stop it.
You don't actually write the word. Why have you decided to do that?
Well, because what Steve is accusing me of is actually absolutely correct. I look at the evidence, and it makes it very clear that...
He accused you of looking at the evidence?
You cannot tell whether a person is healthy just by weighing them and measuring their body mass index. There are a lot...
Obesity is bad for you, so if you're obese, yeah, you can tell by looking at somebody. Dude, you can't tell if somebody has trouble seeing just because they're wearing glasses.
Lots of studies that show. In fact, there's one study that showed that
There's no studies, homie.
50% of people with a BMI of over 25 are actually healthy, and 30%...
50% of people with a BMI over 25 are actually healthy. By what metric? The blood work that literally means nothing? They should put that on somebody's tombstone. The blood work was fun.
Of people who have got a BMI under 25 are not healthy. And so actually what...
Screw all the studies, race me up a flight of stairs. Let's have a jumping jack competition. We'll see who can do more, me or you. Let's have a walking competition. Let's see who can walk more laps around the field.
What I do when I'm at work is I never call people obese because I know how triggering that word is. I know that obesity, that word, has contributed to a lot of weight stigma, and what that's done.
Obese is a medical term used to describe your condition. The word fat is actually negative and was used as an insult for the majority of human history.
It's so dangerous in the medical profession. My colleagues are not giving obese patients the same treatment that they're giving to their thin patients.
I would hope not. Why would they give them the same treatment? You go in there thin, they're like, man, you need to lose weight. You're like, what? What do you mean?
And also,
However, Natasha, Steve says being obese is the second largest killer to cancer.
It's not just Steve that says that, Mr. Host on the TV show, man. The statistics, real statistics, actually back up what Steve said right there.
that's not true at all. That's absolute nonsense.
Okay, it's not true at all. Absolute nonsense. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and what? Actually, that's absolute nonsense. Done. Later, bitch.
I've got the evidence to prove that is absolutely untrue.
She's got the evidence. Uh-oh. Do you have the receipts? The receipts. Gotta get that P in there.
quoting
Research
false
has come out
statistics.
with that. You can't be putting that message out as a doctor. And
You
also,
need- you
can
need
I
to
say
look-
this? Can I say, no, you let me speak for a minute. The latest study from Harvard, if you want to go down the research and study route, has made it absolutely clear that you cannot be fat and healthy.
What do you mean?
And it is a disgrace, in my opinion, for
She's laughing and shaking her head no, so I think that she won. I think she won this debate. It's a pretty good retort. And what do you have to say in response to that, Steve?
any doctor to be shouting to the nation this morning, well, do you know what? If you're a bit poor, or if you're, I don't know, whatever, you're always going to be fat anyway. And actually, it doesn't really matter because you can be fat and really healthy. That is just
it's really
not
difficult,
true.
isn't it? For
Well, she did say. So, honestly, Steve, I think she won. I think she won. You did make some good arguments, but then when she said, I was very compelled. So I'm sorry, Steve. You lose.
the individual, whether it be a child that's being
An individual has absolutely zero control over anything in their own life. Don't you know that, you idiots? I am not in control of what I eat, what I say, what I do.
introduced to this in the curriculum, or an adult who's sitting watching this now, to know what is the right thing when you hear two people with such opposing views there. So what does someone do?
So what I'll say is that I don't have the time to explain all of the science here. If you come and actually
I don't have time to explain the science here. You said that there were countless studies that back up all the things you said.
look on my website, www.fatdoctor.co.uk, or come and follow me on
I have been to fatdoctor.co.uk. It's an amazing site. You should all check it out.
social media, you'll see that I quote plenty of studies. I give lots of evidence-based medicine. I am
Right, but you tried to lose weight and you failed, so I'm not really interested in your studies, right? I would be more interested in somebody that tried and succeeded in losing weight. I would follow that person. I don't care about your studies. Your studies are bollocks, bro. I care about results.
willing to stake my career on the fact that I
What career? You're endorsing obesity. That's not what a doctor does. You did not take the Hippocratic Oath to first do no harm and then go on TV and recommend people to be obese.
believe that we need to stop telling people to lose weight. I absolutely believe that we should be encouraging people to nourish themselves and to exercise, but not to lose weight.
We should encourage people to nourish themselves and to exercise, but not to lose weight. Okay, well, if you want to do it right, it will result in weight loss.
to a heart attack. You're telling the nation that they're
Dude, adipose tissue is hormonally active. You're more likely to get hypertension, diabetes, stroke, heart attack, insulin resistance. You could get non-alcoholic fatty liver disease just from eating a bunch of sweets all the time. Because sugar is processed in your liver just like alcohol, because like alcohol, it's a toxin.
if they're obese, don't worry about it, even though we know that most people, if you're obese, you're much more at risk of dying of COVID if you get it. And you're
She says no. She's like, nope. Okay.
You're saying to the nation today is GP.
That's not true, she says. And she's smiling and laughing. She's so confident in her argument that she's like smiling and laughing. She doesn't even take this serious. She's like, no, moron, no. None of that happened, even though it all happened. Stop, no. So hopefully none of you fall for this condescending nonsense. A lot of people in the fat acceptance community try to use this, like, my argument is so valid. Dude, I don't even need to take you seriously. Everything you're saying is such a joke, you idiot. I'm just laughing at it. I think an actual argument that negates the things that he said probably would have been a better approach, right? Instead of just laughing at him like, look at this idiot. If somebody won't even debate you and they just start laughing at you and acting like you're ridiculous for bringing it up, they lost.
I'm not sure you two are ever going to agree on this point, and we probably could discuss it till the end of the show.
Right. Why didn't you guys take a side on this? Why are you acting like Steve is just like some guy who believes in health and he doesn't represent reality? Like, Steve represents all of us and reality as a whole right here. He's not just like some weird weight loss guru guy.
But listen, thank you both for being here this morning.
All right, that's the end of that. What do you guys think? Oh my goodness. The Fat Doctor U.K is one of the most deluded people that I've ever seen in my life. The fact that she is a doctor and going around spreading this misinformation makes it all that much more dangerous. People will actually take her more seriously. She literally has a doctorate. And I know I said in a previous video that I heard that her doctorate had been removed or suspended or whatever, but I don't think it has, because I looked it up recently and I think she was still active. Happy Thursday, everybody. Please click the like button. 1 like equals 1 mustache combing. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.